Hello everyone. Today we will be studying about educational structure and the functions at different levels, which are center, state, district and university level. This is presented by me Vidushi Rajwar. So now let's start the discussion upon topic. So now let's start with a very famous quotation given by the literature laureate Rabindranath Tagore, which says that the highest education is that which does not merely give us information but makes our life in harmony with all existence. इसका कहने का एक तात्पर्य यह है कि सबसे उच्च शिक्षा वह होती है जो न सिर्फ आपको ज्ञान प्रदान करे परंतु आपको हर परिस्थिति में जीवन शांतिपूर्वक जीना सिखाए. The education is something which makes you adjust to your environment and it makes you capable of handling all types of difficulties and obstacles whichever you face in your lives. Now understanding about the academic structure of education. As we know that the education is responsibility of both center and state government, as it is under the concurrent list of Constitution of India. But still, a major chunk of the responsibilities lies with the center, as it has been invested with certain powers according to the Constitution of India. There are several stages of education system of India. These are pre-primary, primary, middle, secondary, higher secondary, undergraduate, postgraduate and doctoral. Discussing these levels of education right from the elementary education, which begins from 6 to 14 years of age, it is the education from level 1 to 8. Then comes the general secondary board examination certificate, which is for 15 to 16 years of age and goes for the 9 to 10th class education. Then comes the senior secondary board exams, which is for the age of students between 17 to 18 and it is for 11 to 12 class. Then comes the university undergraduate program, which is for the age limit from 19 to 21 years generally in India. After that comes the master program, which teaches the master level of education, and then comes finally the doctorate programs. Doctorate degree is the highest level of academic degree for research. It is famously known by name PhD. It is also used for the university level of teaching. And other kind of doctorate degrees are Doctorate of Medicine MD, Doctorate of Education ED.D and Juris Doctor JD. Now, let's discuss about the Central Administration Authority in Indian education. Ministry of Education is under Minister of Cabinet rank. Presently, it is headed by the Minister of Education, who is the MHRD Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank. He plays the role in formulating the journal policies and ensuring the uniformity in educational pattern. He is assisted by the Deputy Ministers and also the Educational Advisor. Further, he is helped by advisory and statutory bodies. Discuss some of the central advisory and statutory bodies which are aiding the central level of education in decision making and formulating of educational policies. Some of these are Central Advisory Board of Education, which was established in 1920, All India Council for Technical Education, which was established in 1955, University Grant Commission, which was established in 1945, All India Council for Elementary Education, which was established in 1957 as an advisory body. Then comes the Central Social Welfare Board, National Board for Basic Education, Central Board of Sanskrit, National Council for Women Education, and National Council for Rural Education. This is basically for the upliftment of the vulnerable sections of the society, mainly the women and rural people. At last, there is NCERT, which is the National Council of Education Research and Training. It was established in 1961 as an autonomous body. There are several roles played by the central government for the improvement and upliftment of educational system. Some of these are improvement of teachers' status and teachers' education through the means of NCTE guidelines, development of scholarship programs, utilization of educational opportunities with specific reference to the education of weaker sections of society, provision of free and compulsory basic primary education from 6 to 14 years of age, vocationalization of secondary education and improvement of the status of education, promotion of scientific and technical researches, educational researches, and development of professional education in agriculture and industries, development of higher education with specific reference to the post-graduation, sharing the responsibility for university education, provision of free education up to 14 years of age, advisory and coordinating and harmonizing the educational activities of center and state. Also, it acts as financial assistance to the state government and private agencies. It acts as clearinghouse function to collect, publish educational information. It also provides the leadership in educational thought by conducting several surveys, experiments, researches, and publishing journals. Let's discuss about the education at state level. The present Ministry of Education at state level has its actual origin in 1919. It has been provincial subject since 1921, but under Government of India Act 1935, it was under full control of Provincial State Minister of Education. Education at state level is basically managed by a Chief Minister appointed Educational Minister, who is the head of Department of Education. He is basically assisted by Education Secretary and Director of Education. Now understanding about the education organizational structure at state level with the help of this flowchart. As we know already that the State Department of Education is divided into two focal points, which are the Secretariat of Education and the Directorate of Education. Now, Secretariat of Education is handled by the Secretary, who is an IS officer. He is assisted by the Deputy Secretary and few Assistant Secretaries. He is generally connected with the Education Minister and Deputy Minister of Education. Now comes the Directorate of Education. Directorate of Education is the executive head of Directorate. He is the Director of Public Instructions and chosen from the State Educational Services, basically from the experience in the State Department of Education. He is the expert advisor to Minister in the matter of policy framing for education, and he is the highest executive authority in education in the state. There are different types of directorate, as we can see in the flow diagram, and they are assisted by the different deputy and the assistant directors. These are Director SCERT, Director Primary, Director Secondary Education, Director Mass, and we can see that the Director Secondary Education is assisted by the Inspector or the Inspectress of School and Deputy Director. Now let's discuss some of the important functions of the state government towards the education. First of all comes the providing of elementary education, which is compulsory from the age of 6 to 14 years of age. Then comes providing higher education, which can be in multiple disciplines like liberal arts, scientific, technical, vocational, medicinal, your commerce, engineering, industry, administration, and many more. Then comes controlling activities of the university. It is very important to see that the proper functioning and the standards of education is maintained at all levels of universities. Then comes providing of the adult and social education. As we already know that the literacy level in our country is very much depressing. Almost 75% of people are there who are yet illiterate. And so as to make the state very empowered of education, the state maintains a well-organized program for adults and enhance the social education. Then comes opening of the training institutes. Training institutes which are basically made so as to increase the trained and efficient staff to the educational institutions. Then comes the framing and curriculum and syllabus. Framing of curriculum and syllabus includes the length of each course determination, time frame, scheduling of prescribed and working days, working hours, vocation is specified, and even the textbooks are prescribed. Then comes appointing of supervisory staff which inspects and acts as inspectors and education officers for regulating the activities of various institutes. After that comes very crucial part, which is providing of financial aids. If the institutes are provided with suitable aids and grants, they can run efficiently and very effectively. Then comes appointing of the commissions and committees. Commissions and committees are formed time to time so as to discuss upon the various aspects of education and different kinds of educational activities which could be performed in state. And at last comes the holding of examinations at various levels. Central exams, state exams, district level exams, all comes under jurisdiction of state government. Education at district level, it is the last unit of educational administration at local level. It works accordingly to the recommendations of Balwant Mehta Committee promoting decentralization of education. Local body are very closely associated with primary education in partnership with the State Department of Education in most of the states of India. Present local body consists of district board in rural areas and municipal board in urban areas. District primary education program is there which has been launched in various kind of states with technical and financial support of the World Bank. It is made in order to achieve the goal of improvement in the basic primary education of India. It is centrally sponsored scheme of Government of India. There are several objectives of district primary education program. Some of these are substantial improvement in the quality of schooling facilities. These facilities could be in form of infrastructural, financial facilities, type of education which is offered to the students, and many more. Then comes the reduction in the disparities. Educational disparities still do exist in our country. It can be in form of the religional based, caste based, gender based and many more. Then comes the provision of alternate comparable standards to the disadvantaged group. Disadvantaged group are the groups which are not able to receive the education just like the normal people. These can be disabled people, handicapped, who are physically challenged. There are other alternate comparable standards of education mediums. Then comes building up of the local level capacity to ensure that the effective decentralization of educational planning takes place very smoothly. And then obtaining of a genuine community involvement in running of schools. It is very essential that all the community work together so as to make school run in a success mode. Now we will discuss the various level of education and how are they politically, administratively and technically aided. So first let's discuss about the district itself as we were continuing in the previous slide. District is politically controlled by Jilla Parishad. Then the administrative assistance to the district level of education is provided by the District Education Office and the technical support is given by DIET, that is DIET. Then comes at block level. Block level, the political backing is done by the Panchayat Samiti and administration is done by the Block Elementary Education Office and the School Inspectorate. The technical support is given by BRC and CRC. At village level, the political backing is done by Gram Panchayat and Sarpanch. Administration comes under purview of headmaster or the head teacher village and the education committee. And technical support is given by the teachers themselves. Also discussing about how central level of education is controlled politically. It comes under the purview of Government of India and administration is done by the Department of Education and Ministry of Human Resource Development MHRD. Technical support is given by the NCRT, NEPA and NCTE. Then comes at state level. State level, the political assistance is given by the State Ministry of Education. Administration, it comes under the administration of Directorate of Public Instruction, State Elementary Education Directorate and State SSA Society. Here is the example of Rajasthan Council for Primary Education. Then comes the technical part which is handled by SCERT or SIEMAT. Now discussing about some of the educational programs which are taken by government in district and rural level. These are non-formal education scheme. This scheme supports the formal education in providing the education to the children below the age of 14 years. Operation Blackboard, which provides the minimum essential facilities to all the primary schools in India. Then comes the National Program for Nutritional Support to the Primary Education. It involves increasing the enrollment, retention, attendance of students in primary classes by supplementing the nutritional requirement of the children thus attending these primary education institutes. Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan is yet another very beneficial program. It provides the useful and quality elementary education to all the children between the years of 6 to 14. Now comes higher education, which is basically the university level of education. higher education is shared responsibility of both center and state. In India, the system of higher education involves education imparted especially after 10 plus 2 stage, and thus it includes degrees and post degrees. Now let's discuss the regulatory framework of higher education in India. These can be divided into three types, that are the policy making, regulation and accreditation. Policy making involves the Department of Higher Education and Ministry of Human Resource and Development, Association of Indian University, Central Advisory Board of Education and State Council for Higher Education. While the regulation involves the University Grant Commission (UGC), AICTE, MCI, PCI, DEC, BCI, NCTE, ICAR, ICMR, ICSSR, CSIR, and some of the state regulators also. The accreditation involves National Board of Accreditation and the National Assessment or Accreditation Council. There are different types of colleges in India. Some of these are government colleges, privately managed colleges, and the university colleges. As from the report of UGC, the total number of university in India stands up to 935, and out of these, state universities are 409, deemed to be universities are 127, central universities are 50, and private universities are 349. Accreditation for higher learning is overseen by autonomous institutions which are established by UGC, University Grant Commission. The basic purpose of accreditation is that it checks whether the institution or a program meets the established quality and standards. Some of these autonomous institutions are All India Council for Technical Education, Distance Education Bureau, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, Bar Council of India, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, National Council for Teacher Education, Rehabilitation Council of India, Medical Council of India, Pharmacy Council of India, Indian Nursing Council, Dental Council of India, Central Council of Homeopathy, Central Council of Indian Medicine, Veterinary Council of India. To ensure that the quality of education in India is maintained, several factors are looked upon. Some of these are the curriculum design and the human resource and research development which is taking place in particular university. Then comes the teaching and the learning methodologies used. After that, the financial support and the budgetary allocation, whether they are optimal in order to run the university. Then comes the evaluation and monitoring. After that comes the infrastructural development of the particular university. To ensure that the educational facilities is available to all the willing people who are unable to join the regular classes of universities and other courses due to some or the other reasons, distance education was started in India in Indian University in 1962. In 1982, the first Open University was established at Hyderabad, and then in 1985, Indira Gandhi National Open Universities, famously known as IGNOU, was. So this was all about the structure and the function of educational administration at various levels. So that's all. Thank you for supporting and listening to me. Thank you very much.